What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Wyatt Bagnall.
Taylor Wallerstein.
And today we are doing essentially like a dream team draft. We're taking all the active players in the league today, and we are doing a snake draft to build our rosters. We're doing one quarterback, one running back, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, all 5 O-line positions for the offense. Defensively, we got 2 D tackles, 2 D ends, but we're just doing edge players in general for that. 3 backers, 2 corners, 2 safeties. We haven't discussed if we do special teams. We can debate that if we get to the end and see how we're feeling.
I'm doing special teams. Okay. I'm adding it to my list.
You want to do special teams?
I want a punter and a kicker at least.
Okay.
Your best wide receiver can be your kick returner. Or you can... No,
you got to get a different one.
We're picking a kick returner.
Yep. All right. So we'll do that and special teams. Before we get into that, hit like, hit subscribe. We really appreciate it. When this is all done, let us know who your dream team would be, and let us know which of us you think did a better job. Yep. I think it's going to be interesting because there's 2 of us. We're all going to have good teams here, which I enjoy that because it makes it this way less contentious.
Yeah.
But
we'll just see who prefers to build their team one way and the other, basically.
Yeah. I think you're going to see that too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very different.
Just in the way that you and I talk about the things we prioritize, I get a feeling we're going to build pretty opposite.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So the way we're doing it, like I said, we're doing a snake draft. Mr. Wallerstein here is going to be getting the first pick, and then he's also going to have that last pick also. So he's got 1-on-1, 1-and-1 on each end, and then we're doing 2x2 all the way through. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant,
the man,
the most relevant Mr. Irrelevant.
I love it. Yeah. So just gonna make this one real nice and easy for everybody.
All right. So he's on the clock, first overall pick.
Not gonna need much time, I guarantee it. You already know.
You already know.
You already know.
We already know.
I'm bringing in Joe Shiesty.
Joe Shiesty.
Absolutely. I am building a team around the most accurate quarterback in the NFL.
Okay.
He is the man. He is obviously a top 2-3 quarterback, depending on who you talk to.
But he's never outside of there.
Never outside of there, unless you're the top, the NFL top 100.
Unless you're apparently the players.
Yeah, watch our video on that if you want to see my rant. I'm not doing it again. But yeah, I'm bringing in Joe Burrow. He's my guy. I feel like he can obviously win a lot of games, and with a loaded roster like we're about to bring in, this is the captain of the locker room that I want.
All right, fair enough. I get a feeling that you and I both might have multiple players from our teams very early on here.
Oh, of course.
And I say that because, so we got Joe Burrow first, and I am going to, number 2, I'm going to go with Trent Williams.
Okay.
And
lock
then,
down the line.
And then number 3, I just simply couldn't stomach it. If he was on your team, I'm taking Nick Bosa.
That's completely
I just have to, I needed to get the 2 guys that I could legitimately take this high.
Sure.
Or I would be really upset with myself.
Completely fair.
So, Trent Williams and Nick Bosa.
That's fair. For my next pick, I'm actually going to bring in Quentin Nelson. Lock down a little bit of O-line anchorage for myself.
Okay.
And then with my third pick, in the same vein of I can't stomach this if he's going to be on your team, I'm bringing in Ja'Marr Chase. I'm pairing up the LSU boys again because it clearly has already worked in real life. Let's do this again.
I won't be shocked if there's another LSU receiver on your team in due course.
We will have to see depending on how it all goes down.
Get the team all together. That's fair.
I literally wrote down Jamar Burrow on accident.
Jamar Burrow. Well, he dreams about it. All right, number 6. So he takes Quentin Nelson and Ja'Marr Chase.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to take Aaron Donald.
Okay.
And Micah Parsons.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, you're a defensive guy for sure.
I'm going D-line hard.
Nah, I'm not surprised at all on that one.
We know I'm a trench builder.
Facts.
I'll get on that O-line, though, because that's soon.
Absolutely, yeah. For my next pick...
Sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm shocked you took Quentin Nelson so high. I actually respect that. That's good.
I love him.
No, I love him, too. I thought,
Yeah.
I thought for sure...
And he's younger.
So I thought number 4 was... I figured Ja'Marr Chase was going to go somewhere here because there's no way.
I'm not risking it. Yeah.
I was shocked by Quentin Nelson, though. That's good. I love that. Go.
For my next pick, I'm going to go Creed Humphrey for center, actually.
Okay.
Lock down another interior lineman. Because here's the thing, I think Joe Burrow
He's great.
with a good O line would have already won a Super Bowl ring this in his career,
Or at least been to
or at least
another.
been to two, or at least been to another Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
I am in that process right now.
Okay.
Locking down one more interior lineman.
Okay.
And with my next pick,
Okay.
I'm gonna bring in Pat Surtain.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to put a little bit of time into my secondary. I'm not a big defensive guy. I'm very much the if you're gonna put up 45 points, we'll put up 49.
There you go.
But at the same time, especially with the defensive pressure that if our teams were to be playing against each other, I would definitely want a little piece of the pie when it comes to a solid defense.
That's fair. As a counter to that, I'm going to go ahead and take Sauce Gardner.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take Chris Jones.
I respect that. Who do I want? There's almost a little bit of like paralyzation because there's so many great players and
Analysis by paralysis here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair. I'm telling you, I am shocked by the way you've gone about this.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you think I was gonna do? If you don't mind me asking.
You love offensive weapons.
Absolutely, I did.
I thought that you would have had at least 2 wide receivers by now.
I think that it was definitely on my mind, but I'm very like if you ever watch me rebuild a team on Madden, it is.
I've never done that.
Yeah, which you've never seen.
Yeah.
But like my
No,
goal
I'm
is
just
always.
because you talk so much about wide receivers and things like that. I was like, oh, he's gonna just try to air it out.
I do like that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see for my next pick. I'm trying to think of where I want to go next with this. It's starting to become a little bit. I'm trying to think strategically.
Fair.
Like I'm also thinking strategically compared to your team because I'm like in my head I'm kind of almost head to heading them.
Oh, you're just. Oh,
Yeah,
well, yeah.
like-
You've done a
like-
lot of O line. Well, then you might as well get another O lineman because
That
my
is-
D line's fucking set.
That is what I'm thinking of.
Like-
I'm thinking of a solid.
So let me read off my D line to you and think it. Nick
Sure.
Bosa, Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, Micah Parsons.
To ruin your day, I'm gonna bring in Joey Bosa. So
Joey Bosa.
Yeah, so you can't have the brothers.
All right. Okay, I was kind of thinking about it.
I figured you were.
All right, then you got one more. I thought you. I'm surprised by the players you thought or the players that you went with. I'm a fan of them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought like somebody's like said like Joey Bosa. I was gonna see like Trey Hendrickson in there.
I love Trey Hendrickson, but I think if you put Joey Bosa in a situation where he's allowed to do what he does and not as much coverage,
Totally fair.
he's a fucking animal.
He is
So,
an animal.
I'm big on Joey Bosa for sure.
He's a great player.
I'm gonna throw a wild card in here. I'm gonna put C-Mac in as my running back now.
CMC.
Yep.
It's fair.
I'm going to. I like his versatility. I've been a C-Mac fan since he was in college because I watched him just smoke USC constantly.
Let's see here.
I like a guy who can do a little bit of everything.
It's fair. That's totally fair. Okay. With my next 2. All right, let's do this. I am going to go with Fred Warner and Tyreek Hill.
Nice. I like that. Um,
I needed to at least get one of the top receivers for myself here.
I thought for sure you were about to take who I was actually in the process of.
Are you about to take him now? Or?
I'm going to take him now.
All right,
Be
who is
safe.
it?
It's Justin Jefferson. I'm going to pair up another LSU boy with my.
I
LSU
can't lie to
boy.
you. I'm lower on him than other people.
I'm lower on.
Like, I think he's good and all that, but I just have, like, I definitely have 2 receivers I just prefer.
I'm absolutely there with you. My thought process is Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson together
Yeah.
already worked.
Yep.
Let's do it.
It'll work
again.
here.
Yeah, I don't need either of them to be the number 1 best wide receiver in the league when both of them potentially can be.
Definitely.
And then I'm actually going to bring in Tristan Wirfs
Worse. Okay.
as my left tackle.
Left tackle. Okay.
Yeah. So that my left side of the O line is about as solid as it can get, and I
Fair.
feel very comfortable in that.
Okay. Up next, I am going to take Derwin James
Okay.
And who do I want next?
Wait, did I do 3 picks actually there? Did I do C-Mac and Justin Jefferson?
You did C-Mac right before you did Joey Bosa, C-Mac, then I took Fred
Right.
Warner, Tyreek Hill.
Wanted to make sure I was withholding the integrity.
You're still good. I'm writing them down as they go, and I got us color coded, so I know where we are.
Perfect. Thank you.
So I got Derwin James, and then who should be the other one? Who am I dying for? I'll take Devontae Adams.
Okay. I can respect that.
So I think we both have
Two
two
wide receivers.
receivers. Okay, so we each have one more there. All right. That's what I'm trying to remember right now. I'm like, okay, which positions have I ticked off?
Yep. So for my next pick, I am going to bring in Rashawn Slater as my right tackle.
Really? Why? Just out of curiosity, why would you have Slater play right and Wirfs play left when they both played the other side their entire careers?
Because I got that wrong.
Oh,
Never mind.
No, you're good. I was just curious about it. It's like Slater played left and then Wirfs has been the right side this whole time.
Because I am bona fide stupid.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'll have Slater as my left tackle, and I'd have Wirfs as my right.
All right.
Based on how I do a lot of my evaluation, but based on like where I put them in Madden, and I've always for some reason had Slater on the right.
No, you're totally good. I was just curious if you had like a specific reason,
No.
like I just like this dude here.
Just golden retriever brain.
Cool.
Yeah.
Heard.
And then with my next pick, I'm gonna bring in Cooper Kupp as my slot.
Solid.
And then there are my 3 wide receivers: Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Cooper Kupp.
Solid.
Absolutely filthy.
Okay. I'm gonna bring in Minka Fitzpatrick to play my free
Okay.
safety
I like that.
with Derwin James at my strong.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bring in. Let's see. Ooh, this is tough. Okay. I know where I'm gonna go. I just need to pick which player.
Okay.
I'm riding with my boy. I'm taking George Kittle.
Okay. I respect that.
I understand a lot of people will say Travis Kelce. I just love a physical tight end, and that's what George Kittle gives me.
Absolutely.
And
He
with
was
you,
on my list.
And with you taking CMC, I don't have to hide this much. The running back I'm taking is going to be a bit more of a power back,
Okay.
and this helps that.
I love it. He was on my list and potentially could have been going next.
Okay, good.
I think it was a smart move for you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. For my next one, I'm going to put Zach Martin in as my
At the other guard?
as my final lineman and in my other guard position.
Okay.
And that being said, my O-line is Tristan Wirfs, Quentin Nelson, Creed Humphrey, Zach Martin, and Rashawn Slater. Joe Burrow is going to have time to throw the football. I wouldn't say unsackable, especially
Relatively safe.
I was gonna say if we're putting them against any other team in the league, unsackable.
Yeah.
But against your team, I think
I took
that'll give him the chance to
Got a particularly potent mix.
exactly, and he's gonna need to be able to do something about that.
Yeah, it's fair.
And then I'm debating if I want to bring in.
We're at the point in the draft where we're almost going to, like, you and I tackled a lot of different positions here, so we can talk a little more freely.
Yeah.
But, so, what are you debating here?
I'm thinking about do I try to lock in one more piece to my secondary to just try and get a little defense, or do I just cap off my offense completely right now?
I don't know, just cap off your offense.
I think I'm
guess.
capping off my offense to just hammer down the fact that I am offense only, pretty
Okay.
much.
Fair enough. Are you going to do something unthinkable here? Or,
I might do something unthinkable here.
oh my god.
I might do something unthinkable here because I don't.
I know the one player left on your offense. I know the one position left to fill. Are you going to do that?
I might. I
All right.
might.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I'm racking through. I'm going through the roster in my brain to be like, is there somebody I would prefer over an aging Travis Kelce?
It's essentially Mark Andrews, or depending on how much you believe in, like a Kyle Pitts type who hasn't proven much but has potential. Other than that, I mean, there ain't a ton of dudes. Darren Waller.
Yeah, there's You know what?
I just take him.
I will go Travis.
Okay.
I think
There's a clear top 2 to that position.
yeah, I'm not big on Kyle Pitts. I don't think it's fully his fault. The offense for some reason
Yeah.
refuses to get him the ball over there, and granted they have
It is a
not-
weird.
it's a weird situation. I think he's incredibly athletically talented, but I like a little bit more of. I think Travis Kelce by no means is Kittle, but
No.
he's able to do the blocking that you kind of need. So
Definitely.
having him in, I think that's just a good capstone to the rest of this team, and or to this offensive side of the ball. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And I think overall, this offense now completely finished for me because I just went heavy on offense.
Fair. My defense still has a couple pieces left to fill.
Yeah.
Because I went for some of the weapons.
Yep.
I
I think
will
that's what I'll go with.
I will fill. All right, so there you go, Travis Kelce. All right. All right, I will fill out 2 of my defensive spots.
Okay.
At another linebacker spot, I'm going to take Roquan Smith.
Okay.
And then for my other corner, opposite. Ooh, let's see here. So opposite Sauce Gardner. Who do I want to take? Especially given that he's hurt right now, I'm not going to take Jalen Ramsey. I'm going to take Jair Alexander.
That was what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, you got him.
All right, there we go.
I like it.
So my secondary is complete. It's Sauce Gardner, Derwin James, Minka Fitzpatrick, Jair Alexander.
It's a good one.
And I just got one more spot left on my defense now.
Can you roll off your defense for me really quickly?
Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, Sauce Gardner, Jair Alexander, Derwin James, Minka Fitzpatrick.
I like it. I like it.
Appreciate it.
So
I like it too. You and I built opposite sides of the ball pretty much.
Yeah, we
where we dipped occasionally into the other pool.
Right. We took some people who we want that and kind of
Who were fans
we
of?
went, yeah, we went.
There's
for
only one defender I think that I wish I would have had that you got, but I'm cool with it.
Bosa or Surtain.
Sertan.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's the only. But overall, I mean, I'm cool.
I think it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't dislike Jair Alexander.
Right. I was gonna say. So for my next edge guy, I'm actually gonna go T.J. Watt.
Really?
Yep. Lock him in over Myles Garrett.
Okay.
It is no disrespect to Myles Garrett, but I just really like the tandem of Joey Bosa and T.J. Watt.
Okay.
It was something I've been like. I didn't pull the trigger yet because I was hoping you would, and
On-
you would make my answer easy.
Oh, on Myles Garrett or T.J. Watt.
Yeah. So for when you didn't, I was like, shit.
Now we
I was
got a
like-
choice.
I was gonna make a choice.
That's me. I'll just divulge this now. The next 2 edges I would have taken are not the 2 that you took.
That's fair.
My next 2 were going to be Myles Garrett and Max Crosby.
Both are fantastic players, and I think Max Crosby absolutely is a stud.
Yeah.
He needs to be in conversation more.
I would have debated T.J. Watt and Max Crosby a lot with myself.
Yeah.
I don't think Max Crosby gets talked about enough, so I was leaning towards him.
Facts.
But I got the 2 I wanted.
Yep.
All right, so you got one more. Who's your next one?
My D tackles are a little bit.
This is why I attacked them early.
That was a good one on you. I'm gonna go with Cam Hayward.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna bring him in.
2 Steelers.
2 Steelers.
Yeah.
They work well, obviously.
Yeah, they do.
I like both of them combined. I think that's good team chemistry, and Cam Hayward is probably one of the better D tackles left after Aaron Jones, or excuse me,
Aaron Donald and Chris Jones.
Chris
You're mixing
Jones.
up.
I mixed both of them.
Yeah, just like you did the Jamar Burrow thing.
Yep, Jamar Burrow, baby.
All right.
Must be a rough day for me.
No, it's all right. Okay, let's see here. Gonna go ahead and cap off my defense here.
Okay.
I'm just torn between one of 2 linebackers. One of them's coming off an injured year, so I'm gonna go with the other one. I'm gonna round out Fred Warner and Roquan Smith with Bobby Wagner.
Okay. I like that. He's a little bit on the older side, but still very good.
Yeah, he graded out 2nd in the league last year, so he still played really well.
Yep.
And then on to my offense. I am going to take. I'm going to take Lane Johnson at my right tackle.
Okay. I thought about it. It was something I was considering.
Yeah, so
For
my
a
2
little bit.
tackles, I got Trent Williams, Lane Johnson.
I like it.
Yeah, Trent Williams was the offensive player. I'm like, okay, I want my boy.
Absolutely.
That is my boy.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So I'm actually going to attack my final D tackle position.
Go for it, buddy.
Get out of the way, even though I don't have to be scared or anything.
Let's do it, brother.
I'm bringing Vita Vea.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think Vita Vea and Cam Hayward together can absolutely stuff a run. Both big
Yes, they
bodies,
can.
big guys, and you got two athletic edge defenders. I think that's kind of what I was going for.
Okay.
Was two big body insides,
Two
guys,
athletes outside.
two athletes outside.
Okay.
And then also I'm going to bring in I'm iffy about this one. There are great corners out there, but I think I'm going to go AJ Terrell.
Underrated. I love
Underrated
this
guy.
pick. He doesn't get a lot of picks, but he does not give up a lot of yards.
Absolutely. And if I couldn't go Pat Surtain and Sauce Gardner, which is the dream combo,
You
let's
know?
be honest.
Yeah, of course.
There were-
Why do you think that's the one dude? I'm like,
Yep. Nope. You took a corner. I'm taking my other. I'm taking the other one. Who absolutely, I probably should have doubled up and just tried to go for a steal on that one.
I thought about doing that also, but as soon as you took one, I'm like, well, I'm not going to leave it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Just leave it hanging.
Yeah.
But yeah, AJ Terrell is completely underrated in my opinion. Great lockdown corner. Again, doesn't have the flashy plays, but
No.
is incredibly reliable.
Doesn't help he plays in Atlanta.
And again, it is Atlanta. I think this Atlanta defense actually this year is going to have.
They're going to
quite the
get
showing.
better.
Quite a showing.
You're damn right they are.
Yeah.
Okay. So what next? I'll just go ahead and move into the interior of my O-line.
Okay.
At center, I'm going to take Jason Kelsey.
Okay. Get the Kelsey. Did you get the Kelsey brothers? Am I correct?
You got Travis Kelsey. I took
Oh,
Kittle.
that's right. Duh.
And then the other one at right guard, I'm going to get Joel Bitonio
Okay. I like that a lot too. He
from the Browns.
He was on my list. He was someone I was considering, but I went with. I got two of the best guards in the league, so it worked out very well for me. I'm gonna bring in Justin Simmons.
Fair. He was the only other dude I thought. Well, I thought about two safeties other than Fitzpatrick,
Yep,
and this was definitely one of them.
absolutely. Want to pair him with his teammate Pat Surtain. I got a lot of teammate chemistry going on here.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm gonna bring in a guy I just like. I'm gonna bring in Logan Wilson for my right outside linebacker position. Young guy.
I was wondering. I was like, "There's no way we only see two Bengals pop up here, right?"
No.
Yeah.
I did think about Trey Hendrickson, but
Yeah.
I did. You.
There's only one.
Joey Bosa win.
There's only one other, maybe two other 49ers that I'm considering.
Mm-hmm.
One of them I'm not going to get. I considered Hufanga because he was an All-Pro, but I was like,
Sure.
I'm going to take the two that have done it a little bit more.
Sure.
I still have one more I'm considering. I'm not sure if I'll do it though.
We'll see. You don't have to worry about me taking in a single offensive player left.
No, you don't.
Other than a kick return.
I mean, it is an offensive player. I am considering potentially just getting like the best post-catch receiver in the league with Debo.
That's what I was thinking you would potentially do.
So-
for your wide receiver 3.
Yeah, especially with Tyreek and Devontae Adams, I'm thinking about it. But I still have guys like Stephon Diggs waiting out there too.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. I'm debating that position still.
Diggsy was someone I was considering for wide receiver 3. I went with Triple Crown.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take... Yeah, I'll finish up my O-line here. Going to take Chris Lindstrom
Yep.
from the Falcons.
Considered him as well.
So my O-line is Trent Williams, Chris Lindstrom, Jason Kelsey, Joel Bitonio, Lane Johnson,
Very good.
which I feel good about that.
Yep.
And then pick 39. I'm going to give myself a little bit more time to debate that third receiver spot. So
Okay.
now this is just, it's either Derrick Henry or Nick Chubb.
Both great physical backs.
I'm aware.
Either or.
I know where my heart is pulling me, and I just want that freak. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Derrick Henry.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, I can't, I mean...
C-Mac fits my style of offense a little
Yeah.
bit better.
I figured C-Mac was the one 49er where I was like, I like him. I am willing
To let
to
it
accept
go.
this. I'm willing to lose. The one that I really didn't want you to take. In fact, I almost proposed to you. I'm like, do you want to do like a franchise tag thing where we get to like pick one player?
Yeah.
And it wasn't going to be the player that you thought.
Yeah.
The one player I was scared to hell that you might take was Fred Warner.
I considered it.
He
but
was
you
the
grabbed him so quickly.
he was the one dude where I was like, on my defense, I was like, I have like 5 players on my defense that I really want.
Yep.
That one was up there.
Yeah. Especially when you took when you took Micah Parsons, I almost considered it because I was like, maybe I should.
That was my debate.
I was like, maybe I should lock down my linebackers or something.
Yeah,
quickly.
that was my debate, and it was the one the whole time I'm like, oh, please just don't say it.
Yeah.
Please let me have my guy.
I'm just glad you didn't say Jamar Chase, so we're all good.
No,
Yeah.
I went in. There was a couple names going into this where I'm like, I don't anticipate I get this person.
That's fair. Yeah.
Jamar Chase was one for sure. I'm like, I ain't getting him. If there's a
Yeah.
Bengal to be taken in the top 10, I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah.
So
Joe Burrow, no chance.
yeah,
Especially with me on the first pick.
yeah.
Who's your quarterback? Did you
I'm
pick-
getting him last.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm
was gonna say-
capstoning my roster with my quarterback.
Okay, I was gonna say you definitely don't have to worry about it because obviously I got mine. but
Yeah,
it is-
I was like, I'm gonna do the opposite thing as you. Yours is your first pick. Mine's gonna be my last pick.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yep.
I'm gonna bring in Shaq Leonard as my left outside linebacker.
That's who I was debating between Bobby Wagner and him.
Yep, I am just gonna lock down. I very much obviously I picked Logan Wilson because I'm a homer,
Yeah.
and he's my guy. We just locked him down, so I'm just gonna roll with that one. But Shaq Leonard is an animal, and I want him on my roster.
Really good. Underrated coming off a back injury, but he's really good.
Yep, absolutely. Need another safety, and I'm debating Kevin,
Byard.
Yep.
Or
the 49ers safety.
really?
Yeah, I like him a lot.
I'm gonna just throw a name out to you also just for
Let's
consideration
hear it.
is Buda Baker.
Ooh, I was not giving him any thought process because of the Cardinals. And
Yeah.
It's not fair.
So I figured I would just throw that name out there because he's the dude that I was debating. It was
Does
gonna be
deserve
either
conversation.
Hufunga, Simmons, or Buda Baker.
I'm gonna go Buda Baker.
All right.
You gave me my answer on that one.
He is somebody. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I feel bad for him, like I felt bad for Larry
He
Fitzgerald.
deserves to be on one of these two rosters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I decided to throw him out there. I'm like,
Absolutely.
listen, as much as I appreciate my dude, I want one more year out of him.
Buda Baker, absolutely. Along with the rest of the secondary, I can feel very confident about.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I'm glad you brought him up because
Yeah.
I was totally fading him because of the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
I was not-
We don't think about
we
Cardinal
do not
players.
think about Cardinals players.
He's the only Cardinal player that you'd think of picking.
Yep.
There's a lot of teams that are you're like,
Yeah. So I will. I'll roll with. I'll bring in Buda. He deserves it. He deserves
Yeah.
to be on a roster like this.
Okay, so I gotta pick a wide receiver now. I'll tell you who I'm debating between at this point.
Okay.
So I already have Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams. I'm debating Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown, or Deebo Samuel.
Can I give you my opinion?
I think AJ Brown's the first one I'm putting out.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
because
who I would say you should pick because you need a physical guy in that.
I think Debo's more physical than AJ Brown, especially out of the slot role. I think AJ Brown's more of an outside receiver. He's less sudden.
I think of a 50-50 ball type of physical. Go up and get it.
I got Devontae Adams.
True. Devontae Adams is more open than he is getting up and getting balls, though.
That ain't true. I saw him make some disgusting fucking catches this year.
That's because it's the Raiders.
Oh my god.
That's because it was Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean,
Or no, excuse me.
I'm torn between some of these dudes here.
I could totally get. I was considering AJ Brown myself.
I know. I've got.
I would go Diggs.
I had
to be honest.
I had 7 receivers listed as my possibles, which is one more than I needed, which is why I'm in this situation.
I would go Diggs personally,
That's
I could-
sort of where I'm leaning.
but I could totally. I'm not gonna knock you for picking your guy in Debo because he is very talented.
Yeah, and
Especially in-
run after catch. It's tough to get his ass down. Jalen Ramsey. We've seen that clip.
Exactly.
I love that clip.
Exactly.
I'm leaning Diggs. Yeah, I mean, here it comes down to as simple as this. I think Devo is absolutely the most physical of these dudes, but Stephon Diggs, I think, is the best of them.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm doing. And then with my last pick, my quarterback to cap off this roster is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, got to. So that is, if that's, I mean, some could argue, I mean, this isn't really like the cherry on top or like the frosting on the cake, but that is the cake. But yeah, with you taking your guy first, I was like, I'm just going to wait till the very end and take
Makes
my
sense.
guy last.
Makes
So,
sense. Yeah, second pick does not have to be a quarterback when you know you're not in any threat of losing him.
Yep.
So I totally get that. For my middle linebacker,
Yep, you got one last one, and then you and I are going to move on to special teams.
yeah. This one's tough.
Problem is that I'll have to look up special teamers.
Yeah, well, you could pick a kicker and a punter based on who you like.
I guess. I only have like one kicker I want. This is why I wanted Fred Warner. I think there's a drop off beyond at middle backer.
Yeah. I honest to God, I struggle to come up with other than a few of my favorites.
Yeah, I got a couple listed. Do you want me to like name some real
please,
quick?
please.
Okay, so the other one you took Shaq Leonard.
Mhm.
The other two linebackers three linebackers I was considering was Nick Bolton, Dre Greenlaw, and Tremaine Edmonds or Matt Milano.
I'll go Matt Milano.
Okay,
I'm a big fan.
cool.
And the Buffalo Bill deserves to be on this, other than just Diggsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Matt Milano.
Okay.
I think that's a good linebacking core.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, this team is stacked.
Both these teams are stacked. That's
I
the
love
point of this,
I
boy.
love it.
And okay, so let's do special teams real quick.
Okay.
How do you want to do this? Do you want to pick again, or do you want? How do you want to do this? Do you want to take?
We'll do one pick.
Okay.
And then so
Do you want me to pick, or do you want you to
go.
pick?
You can go first.
Okay. There's literally only one special teams player in the league that I want, and it's Justin Tucker.
Okay. That's fair.
I mean, in terms of like kicker punter, anyways.
Yeah.
The rest I'll have to really think about.
That's fair. This is I'm going to be completely honest. This part of the draft is going to be homer guys I absolutely just love.
I assume this is where we might be going here.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with my kicker. I'm going to go Evan McPherson, the Money Mac.
Okay, real quick. I just gotta double check how it's spelled. McPherson.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
You are good.
Okay, and then punter and returner. Does it have to be somebody who's actually returned, or can we just like pick a great receiver?
I would like you to pick somebody who's actually a returner.
Okay.
I think that's more fun.
All right.
Otherwise, we're just picking.
I'm gonna take
wide receiver
Cordero Patterson.
Okay. Okay. I'm going Braxton Berrios.
Oh, a little white.
Absolutely, dude is I'm pretty sure second team All Pro kick returner for the Jets. He is one of my favorite slot guys to bring in for Madden rosters and franchises because he's just one of my. I've loved that kid for about 5-6 years, however long he's been in the league.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm bringing in my guy who I can return the ball well and is a locker room guy for sure.
Yeah. Okay, and then I need a punter. Okay, who can just boot it? Let me think here.
You are more than welcome to look up punters in the league if you need to.
I think I will. I'm sorry to the punting community out there. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not as good at knowing punters.
You typically do not want to see a punter on the field for your team.
I just went to PFF for their punting
Nice.
things. It
Yep.
says there are no answers here. Okay. How does punt good? What's even the name of punters in this league?
Okay, so I'll name a few.
Okay.
Michael Dixon for the Seahawks.
No.
Tommy Townsend for the Chiefs.
I like his hair.
He's got cool hair.
Yeah.
Johnny Hecker for the Panthers, still in the league.
If this was Rams Johnny Hecker, it's where I'd go.
Absolutely. Ryan Stonehouse for the Titans.
Nope.
AJ Cole for the Raiders.
I mean, they punt a lot, but
They
no.
do punt a lot. Brian Anger for the Cowboys.
No.
Logan Cook for the Jaguars.
I couldn't tell you if he's good or not.
Jack Fox for the Lions.
No.
Yeah, some of these names don't sound real.
I don't know these names.
Tress Way for the Commanders.
He's ripped.
And the last one on this top 10 list that they have is Ryan Wright. For
This
the
is the
Vikings.
top 10.
There's also Cameron Johnston for the Texans.
You know what? I don't care. I'm taking Tommy Townsend just because
It's got cool hair.
I know who he is at least.
Yeah,
And he's got cool hair.
Absolutely.
Most importantly.
absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to go with J.K. Scott,
Okay.
Alabama punter. He's got a fine leg
Who's he play for?
for the Packers.
Okay.
Last I checked.
Cool. The last I checked.
Last I checked.
Okay.
He is I think he's a Colorado native, actually.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so I went with the guy who I've heard enough of my friends say, I went to high school with him. Fantastic.
There you go.
He's a good punter.
Okay.
AJ Cole, though, is one of my favorite punters in the league.
It's fair. I'm not up on my punters. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That is completely acceptable.
Like-
I have a few favorites because of running Madden franchises.
Fair enough.
Sam Martin, you're the man.
You're the man. Okay. Huh.
Wow, this is a hell of a roster.
This went well for us.
It did not go too poor. I thought there were going to be a lot more overlap, but we definitely built our team.
We showed our
completely different way.
Okay, before we go over, do we want to like just go over what our teams are, just go down the whole list?
Yeah.
Or do we want to first sort of like explain our philosophy going into the draft, and then mention some of the players we thought might go?
I like the second one. I say let's go with the philosophy list.
Okay, so do you want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
Go ahead and go first. Since I drafted first.
Okay, so the way I went about this was, I definitely prioritized my defense first, and my biggest reason for that is I feel there is bigger fall off between the top defensive players and the next level of them.
That's fair.
So that's why I went right away. I went with the guys that I considered like the 4 best for the front, the best linebacker. You took one of the 2 top corners, but I got the other one.
Yep.
So I prioritized the positions that I felt the drop off was biggest. And it's also why Trent Williams was the only offensive player I went for, is I think he's in his own tier at tackle, and then it drops.
Sure.
Not like horribly far, there's great tackles, but my philosophy was essentially, who are the dudes that I just feel are a cut above, and if I don't snatch them, it's a drop.
Yep.
I didn't think much about it. It's why I didn't go after wide receivers right away, or really any offensive skill positions. I think it's just a deeper group.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing with safety. The one safety I wanted was Derwin James, and then the rest of them I'm like, I think there's like a solid other group where it's okay, but I just went after the guys where it was like, okay, if I don't get this dude, I think I'm on the back foot at that position relative to what I could have had. Sure. And that was mostly it. And then the other thing was simple. I assumed Joe Burrow was going to be the answer, and so I just knew I wasn't going to take quarterback high.
Sure.
That was the only other thing. And then, honestly, the toughest position for me was tight end. Because you can make the argument for Kittle or Kelsey. I picked the one whose style I like more.
And that's completely fair.
So,
yeah. Works for
but
you.
yeah, that was my philosophy, was premium positions on the side of the ball that I feel falls off further.
Yep.
So that was my approach.
That makes sense. I have, from the time that I was young, I could never really fully wrap my head around defense. Not that defense is an unimportant part to football. There's the whole defense wins championships. So
Yeah.
not going to ever knock defense. I have just always had kind of that mentality of offense. If I were given the opportunity to be a coach, I would be an offensive coordinator. And even at the highest level, if I made it all the way to the NFL, I don't know if I would take a head coaching role. I like focusing on offense. I don't know defense well enough, and that's just me being honest.
That's totally fine.
The concept of defense, like zone, man, like
You and I played opposite sides of the ball playing
Absolutely.
football.
Yep.
You played wide receiver.
Yep.
I played defensive back.
Yep.
So we both have a bias to the side of the ball
Absolutely.
we played on.
Absolutely.
So watched more.
Absolutely. I played multiple times because in high school you obviously play 2 ways for the most part. They make you. I hated defense. It made no sense. Like they're like, you yell China, you yell in. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That was my.
Let me just follow the guy.
This is where I excelled.
Yeah, I was literally like, let me just follow the guy. I'm fast enough. I can stick with him. But that's not what the scheme was. Like it was. No defensive coach was willing to invest in me. And
defense is much more. Offense is team oriented. Defense has to be, because if one dude messes up, the whole thing fell apart.
Absolutely. And while I respect the hell out of it, and that's why I want to be just an offensive coordinator, is because I would not be able to lead a defense.
Looks bad.
Yeah, it's like my defense will look bad because I don't know. I am so much better about reading a defense and finding exploits in it than I am in stopping an offense.
Yep.
So personally, that's where you get my side of the ball, and my draft analysis here was, I'm going to bring in guys who are, it doesn't matter how good that secondary is, we're going to get open. I've got a guy who can hit you from 90 yards out in Joe Burrow, obviously, with a pinpoint accurate football and an O-line that is going to give him as much time as possible, even against a team like yours, which is just completely loaded on that D-line and those linebackers. I mean, if you send 5, it's going to be
that
tough.
linebackers and those corners are going to hold up, and those safeties are going to hold up.
Absolutely. So
don't sail that ball. Minka Fitzpatrick loves picking off Joe Burrow.
Unfortunately.
Hopefully
Hopefully it doesn't happen a lot this
Hopefully he loses that love this year.
Yeah, hopefully he just takes a little siesta when they're playing us.
Yeah, if I blitz too.
Yeah, so that's kind of the more I saw defense going on your side, the more I gave up trying to go balanced, and I was more like, let's fortify the walls.
Gotta counter.
So absolutely.
Counter.
So that's why I believe I've got maybe the best O-line out of the both of us, strictly because obviously I brought in people before you could.
I'm cool with my dudes. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm
I got
not-
the one alignment I wanted.
And in no way am I saying yours is terrible, but personally I went with ones who, these are the guys I think can hold up against the guys you brought in for your defense. I've got 3 wide receivers who, Jamar Chase is good anywhere on the field. Yeah, he's a great burner, but, I don't think there's going to be a lot of time if we were to go head-to-head.
No, this is gonna have to be decently
Absolutely.
fast.
So I've got a guy who can do great there. I've got a great route runner in Justin Jefferson who will get open, and I've got Cooper Kupp who can be a reliable safety blanket wide receiver, and I've got a running back who can run it up the middle, hit the sides, and turn and burn, and also be a great 4th, 5th option in the wide receiving game to go along with Travis Kelce. So the way that my whole thing is, can I out-scheme your defense with great offensive scheming with great players? We will see.
Who's our coach?
We
didn't actually go for it, but do you want to?
Pick one? All right, well, I want to go first, though. And
You
you're
go
gonna hate me
first.
for it.
Oh, you're gonna take my dude.
I am
aren't you?
taking Shanahan.
All right, then I'm gonna take. I got Mahomes. I'm gonna take Andy Reid.
Perfect.
I am a little mad at you,
I know.
but
you-
honestly, I can't be that mad because my dudes are represented in this draft, and I'm cool with it.
Absolutely. And you know what?
Take him. That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm absolutely
At least
going
I got
Kyle
2
Shanahan.
defenders that know what he does.
There you go.
So
I am a diehard Kyle Shanahan fan. Been a fan of his for a long time before he became an NFL coach.
yeah, he's good.
It is hard to root against that guy. This offense is built for Kyle Shanahan to take advantage of.
Yeah, for the most part.
And if I'm going up against a defense like yours, I want a guy like Shanahan.
You need a dude that scheme shit open.
Absolutely. And is able to make anything work, basically.
Yeah, he makes pretty much he makes a lot of things work.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, were there any players that you thought would go that didn't go?
That's a good question.
Like, or was there anybody that I took that surprised you, or anything like that? Like, was there anything where you're like, okay, that's I wasn't quite anticipating to take that counter right now, or have this or that, anything like that?
No, I know you pretty well.
Yeah.
So I did have a feeling you were probably going to go defense.
And defense,
first.
I was.
Yeah, and I think you probably had an idea that I was going to go offense.
I knew it was going to be offense.
Yeah.
The thing that shocked me, and it's admirable, is that you went O-line way faster than I thought you would.
Yep. That was my whole...
I thought a bunch of times, I'm like, I wouldn't be shocked if he goes Joe Burrow and then just like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and get his 3 LSU boys together.
I think part of me, like, the best part about this exercise was there was a lot of adaptation.
Yeah.
And I definitely, like... I knew immediately, like, and first and foremost, the offensive line, the battle of the trenches, offensive line and defensive line,
It's important.
it is one of the most important aspects of football.
Yes, it is.
So for me personally, it was big on. I knew I was going to bring in a couple of line people from the get go.
Yeah.
I just didn't know exactly what that would look like.
And then you saw how I attacked
exactly.
D-line.
And the more you went D line, the more I was like, just get the offensive line.
Let's just not. Please don't mess with this.
And to be fair, with a good offensive line, like if you had taken if you decided to just completely Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, like you took all the wide receivers I was looking for, I think there's such there's still so many good wide receivers out there. I would have lived.
That's where exactly. See, that was my intent coming into this draft. I thought I was going to do that.
Yeah.
Here's my thought process going in. I was like, I know that I'm going to get at least one of the dudes I consider top 3.
Yep.
Because I know Jamar Chase is going to be on that team.
Yep.
But I was anticipating once you started waiting on O-line and like started going O-line a little bit, that's when I actually shifted slightly, and I was like, you know what? I might as well try to get like 1 or 2 of the dudes I think are top 3.
Yeah.
And that's when I went and got Tyreek Hill.
Because he was definitely, I was considering it. And
I was
then
like, that's not going to last long.
Yeah, once you took Tyreek Hill, and then you actually, like, the next round, I think, or maybe 2 after, you took Devontae Adams.
It was
like,
the next round for me.
Yeah, that's why I was literally like, okay, I'm going to finish up my wide receivers now. And, like,
Yeah, might as well.
I thought for sure, like, I knew I wanted Justin Jefferson, but I could have lived without him. So I genuinely thought that you would, when I took Jamar Chase, that was almost kind of a poke you to kind of be like, take a wide receiver, give me someone else.
Yeah.
Because I wanted Devontae Adams. When you took Devontae Adams, I was like, shit. Like,
See,
that one was
that was the one I thought I was going to get.
Okay.
The wide receivers I thought you were going to take were Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Tyreek Hill.
That's what I was
As soon as Tyreek Hill slipped a bit, I was like,
Grab him out.
I got all the dudes where I was like, these were the dudes I highlighted for my defense.
Yep.
As soon as that happened and I saw somebody's falling, or at least in my eyes, falling,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to grab him.
No, and that was a good call because he was definitely. I part of me was even like Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, just lock it up.
Just
but
load it, yeah.
I definitely again.
Not to mention, I get to repair the Hill Mahomes thing.
Absolutely, I'm sure that Mahomes is very happy to have his guy back.
I'm sure he
It's
is.
a hypothetical situation.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was kind of it became very apparent to me. I was like, if I go balanced, I'm gonna get destroyed by that defense. So it came very
Yeah,
like
just
I
counter hard.
adapted. Yeah, exactly. I adapted to just let's get the. That's why I even took C-Mac way
so
earlier.
were you sort of coming in with the intent of like, I'm going to take an offensive guy and a defensive guy,
Kind of.
defensive guy type thing, and sort of like try to stay at the top of all of them?
Sort of.
And
was
then I
gonna-
just decided to just like go hard in the paint on defense.
once I picked up very quickly how hard in the paint you were gonna go.
Dude, my initial, so I thought about, I was going to play some gamesmanship on this.
Okay.
I was almost going to be like, the main reason I didn't was I was like, you know what, I'm not going to waste time. I want Trent Williams.
Yeah.
But I almost thought about just diving in with like Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, Surtain and Sauce,
Yeah.
and then move on. But I was like, I want my D line to be fucking nasty.
Yeah.
So
And respect because it
yeah,
absolutely is.
and I was also like, I want that one offensive player, and I don't want to wait. So
I brought
that
in
changed it.
Yeah, I brought in Bosa and I brought in Pat Surtain so that I could at least like give my brain the.
we each got a Bosa.
Yeah, we each got a Bosa. In my opinion, that was kind of like for me. I was like, okay, I locked down specifically Surtain. That was somebody that I was targeting going in.
Yeah.
When I saw you went defense and I knew you were gonna go defensive line,
You're like,
I
oh.
immediately went to secondary.
You're like, I gotta go.
I was like, because here's the thing. With
Oh.
this defensive line that I'm bringing in, nowhere near on the level that
Brother,
we've got.
the thing that you did, you took Surtain at 9.
Yeah.
10 and 11 for me was going to be Sauce and Surtain.
Yep.
So you did it at the literal last second you could have.
Yep.
Because otherwise, that was going to be it, and I was willing to let Chris Jones slip a bit.
Yep.
Because I was going to be like, I can get another D tackles, maybe not Chris Jones, but I got other D tackles that I can go to, and with
If
the
I
other
don't get
three
it,
being
yeah.
those guys, we're cooking.
Absolutely. No, the alarm bells went off and I was like, I need to bring in Surtain.
Gotta jump.
Yeah, I gotta have at least one completely locked down corner that can make the rest
Yeah.
of this defense have a little bit better.
Need a blue chipper.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I knew I was missing out on a lot of the blue chippers that were already obviously gone and that were going to go because I knew I wasn't going to put as much into
Yeah.
my defense.
I had 6 dudes on defense where I was like, if I get these 6, totally cool.
Yep.
And I had a 7th one that was sort of like, I can live, but I want him, and it was Derwin James.
Yep. And yeah, I personally, and this is the offensive side of the ball for me, like the brain and the mindset that
You
I
had
have.
dudes you wanted.
I got dudes I wanted who can fit my scheme. I
Yeah.
got defensive players who I know autopilot with a
I'm-
good defensive coach.
Honestly,
can
dude,
do
the way
what I
that
want.
the way this unfolded, like, you got one of the corners I wanted, but I'm happy. I got 10 of the 11 dudes I wanted for my defense.
And I'm looking at, I would say I got 10 out of 11 guys on my offense that I wanted. I did want Kittle with this roster.
That's what I kept debating it. I was just like, I know I'm getting Mahomes, so I just get Mahomes guy, yada yada yada. But I was like, I love my dude.
I'm perfectly in this situation. Kelsey is wearing a Bengals uniform, and I'm not playing against him. I'm
you're cool.
absolutely cool with this. But Kittle would have fit this roster absolutely perfectly. I'm fine without it. That's why I put tight end off so long, especially because
Yeah.
once you took Kittle, I knew I was like, all right,
You-
I don't give a shit.
That was some of my math. Once I kept an eye on some of the positions you took because I was like, okay, that now means I can just wait a little bit
Sure.
on that position, and I'm just gonna like feast on the ones that nobody's touched yet.
Yeah, and I think that was a good way of looking at it. Because for me, I was like, I will take the best of what's left for the defense. I
Yeah.
am getting the best offensive line in the history
Yeah.
of the 2023 football season.
I was the opposite because my philosophy was simple. I felt that the fall off with defensive players was further than the fall off to offensive players.
And I do think that that's a respectable take.
Yeah.
And completely
And
justified.
it's that's the same reason why I said I was coming in with the anticipation of like, okay, I'm not going to go after wide receiver because I think there's 7 of them where I'm good.
That's cool. Yeah.
So
exactly.
So wide receiver was like, it's the flashy position, it's the position everybody wants. But I was like, there's enough of them. I can.
Right.
There's more positions where it's like, if I don't get something good there, there's a definite like tier difference. So
No, that's
yeah, that was my whole approach with defense. I was like, some of these, I think the fall off on defense is farther.
Yep, and then I would absolutely agree that I do think that they're the defensive blue chips that you have. Look at my defensive roster compared to yours, night and day.
Your whole D line is different than I thought the next D line was going to be.
Oh yeah, I am very particular about
Like
defense.
my D line, had I not gotten any of the dudes I wanted, which I knew I was, but I planned for a contingency.
Of course.
My next 4 were Myles Garrett, Max Crosby on the edge. TJ Watt was a debate, but I was going to go Max Crosby because he doesn't get enough respect.
He does not.
And then my D tackles were going to be dude for the Giants.
Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, Dexter Lawrence, and then Quentin Williams.
Ooh,
Those were going to be my next 2 D tackles if I lost
Should've-
out on my 2.
I should have considered Quentin Williams
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Those were the 2 that I was thinking of. Cam Hayward's another really good one.
Yeah.
But those were the 2 where I was just like, okay, that's if everything goes tits up and all of a sudden Taylor's going defense, I'm just gonna,
Shit.
This is that I thought about that the whole time. I'm like, if he goes defense first, I'm gonna really go be like spun for a loop.
Yeah.
But
you knew me well going in.
that was the only thing that gave me solace to be like, I can wait a little bit on this dude because I was like, I didn't know exactly what players obviously or something like that, but I was like, I do think he's gonna go offense.
Oh yeah.
So that's where you saw the difference in like our philosophies, and I think that was the difference we both anticipated coming in.
Yep.
We both very much prefer different
One
sides
side
of the
of the ball,
football.
yeah.
It's the exact opposite, and so I think we both came in with the intent of like, I'm gonna build the best offense in football, and then I'm like, I'm gonna build the best defense in football,
And we'll see.
and then we'll just
Yeah.
and then we'll see what comes up.
And maybe one day we
We'll see.
we roster edit or something. I do something on my PlayStation. I'll bring it over.
Yeah.
And we can actually put these 2 teams. head
See
to
what
head.
happens.
Yeah. See what happens.
Fair enough.
That could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah,
Nuggets.
so I like that. That was a fun time.
Yeah.
So let's
Good thought exercise.
real quick here. We'll read off our rosters real quick. You want to read first, or you
Sure.
want me to read first? All right, go first.
So my offense is quarterback Joe Burrow, running back Christian McCaffrey, wide receivers Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Cooper Kupp. Tight end Travis Kelce, right tackle Tristan Wirfs, left tackle Rashawn Slater, guard Quentin Nelson, guard Zach Martin, and then center Creed Humphrey. My defense is Joey Bosa at edge, as well as TJ Watt at edge. Cam Hayward and Vita Vea as my defensive tackles. Shaq Leonard, Logan Wilson, and Matt Milano as my linebacker core. Pat Surtain and AJ Terrell as my 2 corners. And then Buda Baker and Justin Simmons as my safeties.
And then who's your special teamers?
Oh, correct.
Bastard.
Oh, I can't believe I forgot.
And then your coach also.
Yeah, my kicker is Evan McPherson. My punter is J.K. Scott. My kick returner is Braxton Berrios. And my head coach is Kyle Shanahan.
All right. So my quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. My running back is Derrick Henry. Tight end is George Kittle. My wide receivers are Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, and Stephon Diggs. My left tackle is Trent Williams. My right tackle is Lane Johnson. And then I've got Chris Lindstrom at left guard, Joel Bitonio at right guard, and then Jason Kelsey at center. On defense, my 2 edges are Nick Bosa and Micah Parsons. My D tackles are Aaron Donald and Chris Jones. My linebackers are Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, and Bobby Wagner. My corners are Sauce Gardner and Jair Alexander. My safeties are Derwin James and Minka Fitzpatrick. My kickers, Justin Tucker. My returners, Cordero Patterson. My punters, Tommy Townsend. And my head coach is Andy Reid.
Great teams.
All right, well, that was a good time. I think we both got some great teams. I'd be very curious to see how it unfolds if they played.
Absolutely.
And I think it would be an exciting time, be a hell of a time. Like,
Oh, 100%.
this is essentially the Pro Bowl if they all had to play and play hard.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, this is the Super Bowl with the Pro Bowl.
this is the Super Bowl made up of our all pro teams. So yeah, once again, hit like, hit subscribe. Let us know who you think had the better roster. Let us know what your roster would look like. You don't have anybody to compete with? Let us know
pick your
who
favorites.
you'd have.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. And
No Braxton Berrios slander in the comments.
no,
He's
none.
goated.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Peace.
Peace.